All right, you guys, the month of February is over, so it's time to talk about every omnibus that I bought in February. Some of them you've seen, some of them you haven't. What's up, guys? BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. Now, on this channel, I do comic book unboxings, reviews, overviews, comic book news analysis. We're eventually going to start doing interviews and all kinds of cool stuff. So if you don't want to miss out on that type of content, hit the subscribe button, then hit that bell icon so that you're notified whenever I post new videos. So you guys know, if you've been a fan of the channel for any amount of time, that I'm a pretty huge fan of omnibus editions. As someone who's newer to comics, I love the idea of buying one single book that has 20, 30, 40, and sometimes way beyond issues, right? And I get to learn so much about a character or learn so much from a specific writer and artist duo. It's really cool. I really prefer the omnibus format. If someone said you can only buy one type of comic for the rest of your life, it would definitely be the omnibus. And as such, every month I have some pre-orders. I find things in Facebook groups and all sorts of stuff, and I get new omnibus in. So this is my monthly omnibus haul. Now, I told you guys last month that the January omnibus haul was going to be the biggest on the channel. The January omnibus haul was 10 books deep. This video doesn't quite beat it out, but it is tied. So I feel like I let somebody down. I don't know. Maybe it's just myself. I'm like, all these books. Anyway. So some of these I've done overviews of on the channel. Some of them you guys are going to be seeing for the first time. And there's one that's actually missing from this stack, but we will go ahead and get to that when it's time to get to it. Before I get started, go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you like this video, if you want to see more like it. The thumbs up just helps YouTube know that you like it and that other people might like it too, so they show it to more people. So do me that favor while I reach behind me and grab the first book that we're going to talk about today. All right. So the first omnibus that I bought in the month of February is actually one that I ordered in January, but it didn't come in until February. So it's part of the February haul. And this is Moon Knight by Doug Mensch, Bill Sienkiewicz, and Don Perlin. I did an overview of this book on the channel, so you guys can go back and check that out in the YouTube card if you want. But honestly, I bought this book kind of as a favor to a friend. So the homie Jay, he, had fallen on some hard times, and he's actually a member of the K Squad on Facebook. So that's really dope. But yeah, he had fallen on some hard times, and I was like, you know what, man, I can support you, dog. Like I can buy something from you if it'll help, pay a medical bill or get you on your feet or whatever. So he gave me a great price on this book. It was brand new. It was sealed when I got it. I opened it on video. So very dope, but I love the artwork in this book, and I can't wait to get into this character, even though I'm not sure when that's going to happen. So that's the first Omni. Next up, this is a book you guys have not seen. I actually recorded an overview for this, but half of the pages were cut off, so I just never published it. But this is the New Mutants Omnibus, Volume 1 by Chris Claremont. Who does art? Bill Sienkiewicz is in this one as well. Louise Simonson, Bill Mantlo, Bob McLeod, Sal Buscema. There's a bunch of people in this omnibus, and this thing is massive. This thing is huge. Just look at this book. But yeah, I passed on this when it came out initially. I think it came out in like November. And I passed on it because I had ordered so many omnis, and we had just found out we were having a baby. So I was like, I had to cut some costs somewhere. But this came back in stock on cheapgraphicnovels.com, and it was only like $75 or something like that. And I was like, you know what? People have been recommending this series, so I'm going to give it a shot. So here we go. I love this cover. I love the artwork. So that is New Mutants, Volume 1, another book by Marvel Comics. Now you guys can see the little stack back there. I don't mind spoiling things. You guys have seen this. You saw this in my, oh wait, there's a book missing. All right, got to add another book to the stack. But I'll get to it in a second when I get to the DC books. So this next book you saw on my whale haul. I bought a bunch of whales in Facebook groups, and this first one is Ultimate Spider-Man, the Omnibus, by Brian Michael Bendis, with art by Mark Bagley. Very cool. I'm very excited to have this book, even though I bought this book and like literally 3 days after it came in the mail, they announced a reprint of this omnibus. So luckily I only paid cover price, but when that reprint comes, I'm still trying to decide which cover I'm going to go for. I think I'm just going to buy this cover again, but I also like that DM variant with the Spider-Man and Venom. But yeah, and honestly, this is going to get replaced, like, because it's not going to hold up over time. It's already a 10-year-old or 12-year-old book, so. That's the Ultimate Spider-Man by Bendis and Bagley. The next whale that I was able to hunt down on Facebook, this is Gotham Central by Ed Brubaker, Greg Rucka, Michael Lark, Stefano Gaudiano, and Kano. I'm very excited to have this book as well. This was one of those books that just eluded me forever. Like, it was just, okay, I guess I'm just never going to own this book. And then all of a sudden, a post comes up on Facebook, and somebody's like, hey, I'm trying to trade this book. And I was like, I don't have anything to trade. Maybe we can work something out. Let me know if somebody, if you want to sell it. And he's like, nah, I'm just going to trade. So, and then he hit me up a week later, like, hey, you still want to buy that book? So he actually sold me this book and the Ultimate Spider-Man book a week apart from each other. Same seller. So shout out to you, Rob, for packing these books securely, and they arrived with no damage. It was great. It was super dope. Now, the next book, you guys know this was like the whale of whales. But I got this in a couple weeks ago, and I know I promised you guys an overview. I'm going to crack it out of the plastic and give you that overview soon. But this, whoops, this massive, massive book. This is the Death and Return of Superman Omnibus by Dan Jurgens and Jerry Ordway and everyone else. There's a bunch of people credited in this book. Bunch of writers, a bunch of artists. This is a huge event. This book is massive. Just look at the size of this book. Insane. And where are we at? That is 5 omnibus. Cool. So Death and Return of Superman, that was the 5th book I bought in the month of February, because I'm showing you these in the order that I purchased them in. Very, very cool. So the next one, this is how I'm kind of getting away with this. This is a 3-for-1 special. So we got The Flash by Jeff Johns. This is volume 3. This is volume 2. And this is volume 1. Very, very cool. Now, before I show you the last book in this set, oh, by the way, the Flash Omnibus set, I bought on a Facebook group as well. Because they just reprinted these. There's a volume 1 and volume 2 now instead of having 3 volumes, and they're probably built a little bit better. Someone said they collect more issues, but when I looked into it, it looks like they collect the same thing between the 3. But anyway, I bought these on Facebook because the volume 1, I think cover price is about $100, and volume 2 is $100 as well. But this, I got the full set for $120. So I'm like, even if I had bought on the discount sites, this was still a better deal than that. So I'm pretty excited to own this run. I don't know much about Wally West. Like, people love him, and I've heard that this run is a big reason why people love Wally West. So I'm excited to get into that character and see what the big deal is, why he's so great. So before I get to the last book that I have behind me, there is one we got to do an honorable mention for. So you guys saw the video. Sad. You guys saw the video for my unboxing and overview of the Uncanny X-Men Volume 4, that DM variant by John Romita Jr. It was so beautiful. And I pre-ordered it with my LCS just so that I could avoid the instant sellout of in-stock trades. And then there was all kinds of nonsense. In-stock trades release date got pushed back by like a week and a half, and they finally released it on that Friday. But when I opened mine, when I opened my omnibus from my comic shop, it came sealed, but it came with a hole in like 5 of the pages. Now, looking back, those pages weren't a huge deal. They weren't like a huge chunk of the story, but they were still pages that I paid for. So, we're going to hold a quick moment of silence. Right now, my Uncanny X-Men Volume 4 is at my LCS in the back of the shop while we await a replacement from Diamond with the standard cover, and then we get to do a little cover swap, and I'll finally have a complete Uncanny X-Men Volume 4. So, that moment of silence. So, now that all the sadness is over, we can quit mourning and whining, right? The last book that I picked up this month, this was a surprise. I was surprised to get this or to see this, right? So this is Wonder Woman by Gail Simone, the Omnibus. Now, this book, this came out around the time that I actually got into Omnibus. My first Omnibus was the Batman by Grant Morrison, Volume 1. And then not too long after that, I got the Batman by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo off Amazon. But when I bought those, I bought those for Christmas. And my birthdays are in January. This book came out in January of 2020. But I just, 2020. So that was January 2020 when this book came out. And I saw it on In Stock Trades and I was like, okay, it's a great price. It was only $37. But I was like, am I really going to read it? At the time, I didn't even have a bookshelf to put it on. So I was like, I'll pass. And then I started hearing great things about the book, but it was out of print by the time I heard about it, right? And I'm like, dang, I should have bought it for $37. Ended up getting this for cover price. So that was really cool. It actually arrived with a little bit of damage. It wasn't the seller's fault. UPS just decided to mangle the package. So I'm in the process of getting a claim made because this whole last set of pages is basically detached from the glue a little bit here. So, and the whole book has like this weird lean to it. It's almost like UPS put it in the box the wrong way. And then it like bumped around. Like this box didn't even have any kind of padding or protection in it. And that was all UPS's fault. The seller was like, hey, can you pack this up? And that's how they packed it. So whatever. The seller is making it right though. The seller decided to send me a completely separate omnibus at no additional charge. So shout out to you, Ty, for just being a stand-up dude. You didn't have to do that. But of course, when that book comes, I will do an overview, and maybe I'll still drop the overview that I did of this book. But anyway, that was the last book that I bought in February. So another massive omnibus haul. I'm going to count them up. So we got 1 for Uncanny X-Men Volume 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is 10 if you count the what's this on the bottom? This is my Gotham Central. I gotta be careful about this page block. But anyway, so it's 10 if you count these Flash Omnis as 3 Omnis. I mean, this is like a half a book. Volume 1 versus Volume 2. Like, just look at that. So I'm counting these as 2 Omnis. So this is only 9. It's only 9 for the month, which means January was still the biggest month because I said so. So anyway, I'm super excited to have these books in my collection. I'm thankful to everyone who makes this possible. Hey, shout out to you guys. By the time you watch this video, the channel should be monetized. We're under review. So you know what that means. That means that the more people that watch these videos, the more revenue that generates. So I'll be able to, buy stuff to put into the channel, upgrade my camera eventually. But also buy diapers and whatnot for my new baby that's on the way. So I appreciate you guys helping me, supporting me so that I can continue to make this content. I really appreciate it. I don't have like a Patreon or anything like that. So you guys just watching the video is help enough. I appreciate it vastly. Now, if you want to support the channel even more, I've been toying around with some merch ideas, some t-shirts, so you can rep the squad. If you like to buy what you like and read what you buy, there's t-shirts and hoodies to show you or to talk about all that. So check out the shop. And if you like something, buy it. And if not, no love lost at all. Shout out to the Premiere Squad for watching this video live on Facebook. Or not Facebook, on YouTube. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys watching. And shout out to everyone who's in the K Squad, our private Facebook group where we post our hauls and single issue reviews and discussion topics. Like, we just have a great time. The K Squad, where the K stands for Kicks and Kids Like You, and we talk about comics. That's what we do. So, if you want to be a part of the K Squad, just click the link. It's in the description of this video, and you can join the K Squad to talk comics with us. All you got to do is tell us who your favorite superhero is, or comics character is, and we'll let you in. So I'll be excited to see you in the group. But yeah, I hope you saw something you liked in this video, and if not, that's cool. You can always buy what you like. Make sure you read what you buy, and be nice to others, because kindness makes the world go round. Peace. This is me making a ridiculous face for the thumbnail.